everybody, and welcome to Crowdsurfing. I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Joey Evans.
Yes, today we're going to be surfing the waves of the things
crowds?
you maybe should be spending money on.
Ooh, I like that.
Projects, yes.
You know?
Of the games.
I backed half of these projects today.
You did?
Well, there
I
are
did.
like 4 print and plays that does check out. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying?
That's what I was trying to
About
say.
those dice
That's
that we're
what
not
I'm
showing.
saying.
Okay, everybody.
those.
This show, in which we're going to be covering games and a few other things that are going to be ending over the next week or so, is sponsored by Gamefound.
Gamefound.
So before we jump into anything else we're going to be looking at today, let's take a look at something over on Gamefound. So let's check out this Agricola Special Edition. This is on GameFound.com. This is by Awaken Realms. And you can get here basically everything that's been out for Agricola in the past. You can get the core box, which is a lauded game. You probably know of it already, but if you don't, it's kind of a monumental game. It's one of those that made massive waves in the hobby. And so this is one way to get the game. But if you want everything that's come out before, promo cards and decks that were hard to get, then this is also a way to get that. And you can get it in a couple of different ways. You can sort of get the standard edition here, cardboard workers, or you can get the worker meeples, or you can get then the fancy stuff and get these plastic pieces, which you can get the people like that, or you can get the animals like that. So you choose the way you want to do it. So there you go, Agricola. A tremendous game, and now you have a new edition coming at you with all the bits and bobs. So check it out if you want to get your own. Check it out at Gamefound.com. All right. That sounded suspiciously like me also.
What?
Did, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom's been working on his Z Garcia voice.
He does a
apparently.
great. Have you heard his Z impression?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Have
Usually
you
does
heard Tom's? I'm sorry, Z's.
Tom
Tom
impression?
impression?
Oh, a lot. I've heard it
Yeah.
the whole time he's at Origins. So he'll just walk in and do his Tom impression. Do it.
That was good. That was
That was
good.
really
Yeah.
good. That was fun.
All right. Let's take a look at the first project here. One Card Maze, Season 3.
Yep.
Have you played any of these, Joey?
I have not. It intrigued me because I was like, this looks stupid. Then I'm watching, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
These are, I've seen these around. I've never done one myself, but I've seen them around. It's a double-sided card, like every card ever.
Yeah.
But they print something on the back, which is a continuation of the puzzliness that you find on the front. So you're doing this like tracing. You're like, oh, this goes off the card. So I guess I flip it over and keep going from there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. It's like a few minute kind of time passer kind of thing.
I feel like Tom has done one of these or so, and he was like, yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then also One Stop Co-op Shop, I believe it was them, did a coverage on it. And it was fun to watch him kind of puzzle through it and then be like, no, I did this before I was streaming and couldn't figure it out. Because that was my thing, is like, how is the replayability on this? You know, is this a one-time 2-minute activity? But no, it seems like it's complicated enough that it's going to take you a little bit more than that to get into and have more replayability than I initially thought. So,
and you're getting 18 of these things in the wallet, so it's a little bit like a Button Shy game. This is not from Button Shy.
No.
But it's the same idea. It comes in one of those wallets. You get 18 of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you throw this in your pocket, and if you're, I don't know, you need to pass a few minutes and you're not a phone person, I guess, then you do this, you know?
Seems neat. They had like a print and play, like $11 for all the mazes of this one.
Oh.
You see everything they've ever had. Oh, is it $3? No, it's S3. But everything is $81 for like the last 3 seasons.
Wow.
I'm like,
for print and play or for
for
actual
physical,
copy?
but it's like, but there are a lot of like maps and all that.
This is one I wouldn't mind having a print and play. I mean, even if you're printing it in color,
Yes.
because you just print the 2 sides and sleeve that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I think this would be a neat print and play option.
It's interesting.
And then there's
also-
also this Hand of Cthulhu thing, which is its own thing. I did not look very closely at that. I was mostly looking at these one-card maze things. I'm not sure if they should have thrown that into the same project, because now I'm a little like, you know, it's one-card maze, Season 3.
Yeah.
And this other thing that is not that.
Right.
It's also
Wait a
easily
second.
mixed. Sometimes we'll see that, but it's like very distinct areas of the project, you know,
Yeah.
and this is very easily looked over and missed.
Yeah.
So.
But if you're looking for something to put in your pocket and take with you, there you go.
Which is cool.
Next up, we have Murder on the Rocks, a crime-solving party game that comes in a shaker and has blindfolds and vials that like droppers that I think you fill yourself.
Right.
But I'm not sure.
No.
I'm very confused by the like. First of all, this is like a werewolf meets cocktails in the evening meets dance party. There's literally a moment in the game where you're supposed to like put on music and dance with blindfolds.
With a blindfold. Yeah. It's a blind dance party.
What is happening? This is crazy.
And then it says, everybody close your eyes. And then they show them putting something in someone's drink. And I'm like, okay, well, probably not a great time to put that forward.
Yeah, there's like so many layers of no for me. Like the blind dancing, the something in your drink. I'm like,
I mean, there's going to be so much. It's going to come out of one night. It's going to be just people suing each other back and forth.
Yeah.
It seems like very trendy werewolf.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe...
It kind of seems like something that someone homebrewed for the home, for themselves, for them and their group of friends are like, why not market it? And I guess if there is a market for it, why not? I just don't think
it's doing super well. $83,000. I will say this about it. This looks very different. I mean, I haven't seen anything like it.
It almost seems like...
The combination of flavors, I haven't seen anything.
I guess it still just seems like something quirky that you would pick up at like Target, like next to the murder mysteries and the murders in a box, or anything like that.
It seems like halfway between werewolf and the murder mystery dinner party, which very few people have enough friends that would commit to doing that.
It's like a murder mystery drinking party.
Right.
Yeah. And then so social deduction kind of. I don't know if I would see this being sold at Target, but I could see it being sold at like a Spencer's or something. It's just too weird. It's too out there.
The
shaker, it's in the shaker, and they're like, oh, it's cool and looks awesome it's going to be a talking piece. I'm like, how do you shove those cards in there? I'm not sure.
I bet the top comes off. It looks like it has a little screw top.
The whole thing, I will say, has a really cool look. I like the artwork in it a lot.
I very much do not, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
I think, Mike Heller says, Hot Topic. To me, that's what this looks like.
I don't.
I find
Hot
this
Topic,
very...
Shaker's Secret.
Just not within my style.
I like that look, and the whole thing, I don't know, it's very distinct, but I don't think it's an activity I would engage in necessarily. It's more if somebody's doing it in a room I'm walking by, I'm going to be like, what are they doing? Why is everybody wearing a blindfold? And what did that guy just do to that drink? I gotta go.
That's also, you just outlined why I wouldn't do it. Because if I'm playing this game and someone's walking by, what's going on in there? And I'm blindfolded?
That's true.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, you just outlined everything I have like an issue with here.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. The Ruins of Perdition. Big terrain, small storage. So this is terrain for your miniatures campaigns. But it is 3D terrain that you can take apart and then store flat in a box like shown here. So that's the idea. You can, if I'm not mistaken, you can print it yourself, or they'll print it and ship it to you also.
Right, and I thought that was really interesting because looking at the prices on this, I was like, ooh, that's pretty steep for just an STL. And then I look at like how much it costs to have it printed, and I'm like, that's pretty cheap to have it printed. I mean, because it was like $100 for the STLs, or to have everything printed was like $250.
Right.
I was like, $250. Right, but $250 for a full table of terrain is really reasonable.
Yeah,
you know,
really good.
Compared to some of the other ones that we looked at, they're like $800-900.
Yep.
But $100 for an STL is like, you know,
agree.
so it was a weird price point on both ends, I thought.
Yeah.
This I always like. I love how terrain looks, but again, the storage of it. I like seeing this style of things. It all goes into a box.
Yeah.
Anytime you'd see this kind of terrain before, for me anyway, I don't know anything about this stuff, but when I see this kind of terrain we're looking at right there, I expect this to then, you have to store it like that.
Yep.
You need a lot of space on a shelf in a game store somewhere to keep this out of the way. Now you can just take these 3 pieces apart at the corner, boom, 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 and store them flat in a box. That's cool.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
really like that.
The customization of it. I mean, how big of a room do you need? How tall do you want it? You know, like they were saying, is it an L-shaped room or a U-shaped room? You know, I mean, just it's all those pieces not having to be stored individually either. You know, it's just, I think it's really cool.
And you can stack up too. We saw them building like higher structures. There's statues in it.
Yeah. And if you put together
cool.
this magnet train that goes together, it just feels nice when it all connects and
magnetically,
magnetizingly.
Keep
All right,
going. You'll
well,
get
there
there.
you go. Cool.
We believe in
I
you.
do like it.
Yeah, I think this looks good.
Next up, we've got Survive the Tombs of the Cryptids, which is a solo or co-op dungeon crawl. Yeah!
This
Graphic design, baby!
I feel like this one
Okay.
looks bigger than it is. Like it reads more epically and bigger. And then when you look at it, you're like, oh, I turn this tile over and fight the monster that's in there. Then I
Yeah.
go to another one and fight another monster until I find the big monster, and then I win or lose. You know, it was a lot more simplistic. It definitely, as I'm reading the rules, I was like, this could have been like a print and play kind of feel.
It has a feel of a big print and play, doesn't
Yeah.
it? There's a lot of stuff in it, and you're moving through a whole lot of tiles and what have you. But you're right, it does have a very, not even simple, kind of simplistic feel. Yeah.
Right. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just kind of took me on a journey, as we often say, where I was like, oh, this is not what I was expecting from this campaign, the video.
And I don't hate how clean the cards are, black background, just what they drew on top. And I also like usually the tile turning as far as like the advancement through the dungeon. But then also, this guy just does comic books, graphic novels, things like that, which are great.
And it was interesting. I thought his comic books looked a lot better than
I
this.
agree.
Like I was like, oh man,
Yeah, I was
they
like,
look really engaging. Some neat art and some
I agree.
That
Really?
was a
I did
weird.
not look that.
It was
Wow.
an odd turn looking at like his previous projects and stuff.
Yeah, because there's no other games that I saw on there. There might be one or two small ones, but so that's why I was like, I don't know how his game design is. But graphic novels apparently are pretty good.
I like the artwork.
Right?
I know.
Stuff.
They look really neat. So
And the ideas of it?
I definitely would have
Yeah, I mean,
expected
the worms crawl. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Worms crawling?
crawl.
This dude is straight geniusing it.
Yeah, so anyway, I don't know. It looks interesting.
Oops.
Spoiler.
Oh, I think it went away. Whatever. All right. We got next up Flashpoint. Golden State Heroes. Flashpoint is a game that's been around for a long time. It's a cooperative game in which you're putting out fuegos.
Fuegos. That means
Hots.
water.
Oh.
That means water in Portuguese. And you're putting out fires with your fuegos. And in this one, they are saying, well, they're doing two things. A new game here that uses some of the ideas from their legacy game that just came out.
Right.
And two, they're doing this whole introducing the all-new ignition system. Because, just in case we want to come out with, like, the Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fire, using the ignition system instead of the pandemic system. It's like, come on. Not everything needs to be a system.
I agree.
But what's
This is only about fighting fires. It only ever has been about that.
Well, so the ignition system is where you're like pretty much character building before you go into it, right? Because so you have your character and you assign them special abilities and then gives them some special actions as well. So it's like you customize a character before you go into the campaign, or the campaign in this case, because it's a 6 game series. But what I found weird was that's part of the legacy game
Right.
that just
Yes.
came out. And so
Right.
it's like these two things were clearly being developed side by side, and the
Or spun
legacy
off.
just came out, hasn't been in many people's hands, hasn't been played through, that kind of stuff is still pending. But then you have a brand new thing. It's like, I almost wish these would have just came out at the same time and just said, hey, do you want the legacy or the campaign?
Right.
But now it's like, do I jump into the legacy then, or do I do the campaign first? Well, the legacy's here, but it says all new, but it's not all new because it's already in the legacy. It just kind of is muddy at this point.
It also does something odd that a lot of games are like, okay, if you haven't played the other ones, it's okay, try this one. This one says the opposite. This says this is a standalone game. There is no easy mode, no whatever. This is for people that have played Flashpoint.
Right.
So pretty much like saying you need to move on. If you have,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like,
Which is interesting because the legacy version starts with the base Flashpoint. So it's opposite.
does?
So it's almost,
Okay.
I wonder if what they were thinking then is start with legacy and go through it all
and then
and
jump into
then
this.
jump into this. And this is the
your-
continuation of it.
This is your staying around.
Right.
This sticks around and becomes your
I
replayable
wonder.
one.
So that
Maybe-
being said, all harping on it, that kind of stuff, I'm really excited about this. I really enjoy Flashpoint, and I like this idea of customizing your character, a really short 6-game campaign to go through with that character. I really like this idea. I'm just confused about the timing of everything.
Yeah, which is manageable, a 6-game campaign.
And it just feels a little bit like you're undermining your own game that just came out.
Right.
Right.
This is pulling focus from the thing you should be selling in stores right now. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're like, oh, we pumped it and dumped it and that's it. Like, it's out there.
Maybe.
If you backed it, you're getting it. Hey, look over here, shiny. Get the next one. You know, maybe that's it. But I look at this and I go, ooh, maybe I don't want to read too carefully because I don't want to be spoiled on ideas you had that you put in the Legacy game.
Yeah.
And now you're like, oh, they were good. We should put them in this. I don't want to read that. I want to be surprised by that stuff.
Right.
You know?
Which is, I still have never played Flashpoint.
Oh, it's really
It's
good.
good.
It's
It's
a very
really
good,
good.
very
That's what I
clean
hear.
system.
And for people that
Yeah.
love the system, this is more content. It sounds like for Legacy or whatever, which,
Yeah.
yeah.
Does the system of grabbing pieces for your character before you start playing your 6 chapters, does it need a name? Does that system does that, like, rule set need a name? Like the ignition system?
I don't
That's
know.
what I don't
mean, I
understand,
think
you
it's
know what
just
I mean?
catchy. I think it's just catchy. I think it's just to quick say it rather than like, and now with customizable characters and build your character. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're just trying to give
It's
it
branding.
something quick. Right. I think it's branding for quick recognition is
Bothers
what I
me.
would assume.
It bothers me.
So
Don't
it does
do
not bother me at all.
Stop it. Okay, here we go. Space Station here.
Okay.
Ugh.
Okay,
This-
Space Station. I made a joke earlier that I should have saved for now, where I
Agreed.
sort of shouted, graphic design.
Oh.
This is clearly by two. Like, this was clearly, the look of this game was clearly put together by two people that I believe don't speak the same language even. Like, someone did the artwork for this game, okay?
Which is fantastic.
And the artwork is very,
So
very good.
good.
Look at that
So good.
illustration. That
So
is stunning.
evocative, yeah.
But where did it go when you open the box? Where
That's
did it
really
go?
good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I like the look, you know. The graphic design, it
Where?
blows my mind
Where?
that this can't be it, right? Like, that
No.
font with that writing, that can't be real.
Aye.
Oh, it gets better.
And the whole page, you can tell, was done by that person
Oh my goodness.
who did the graphic design. I
Right.
mean, I just don't understand.
Well, then there's also so very little detail on this, like the how to play. The how to play has no words. You just see him clicking on an iPad and moving stuff around a board. You're like, wait, what? What is going on? How does I
what's
understand the app is
happening.
required, but what does it mean? What does it do? Like, there's no details.
You're smart, boy.
Smart boy.
Huh? You get it? Yeah, the whole thing looks, again, the artwork is tremendous. And I feel bad for the artist. I
agree.
genuinely
Yeah.
do. I'm like, I'm so sorry they did this with your artwork. Because the graphic design, this whole alternating the words in white and red thing,
Oof.
what?
Yeah.
They're on a background which makes them
Can't see it.
illegible. What is happening?
And if this is what the page is bringing, let's say the game did look good, I'd still be like, whew, I don't know.
Look at that,
Because if this is the best page that could be designed, you know, I don't. This was not ready for crowdfunding at all.
This
at all.
artwork, though.
And
oh,
I
so
like
It does.
good.
I would absolutely pick up that comic book or that
Yep.
book or that game off the shelf and look at it, whatever. But yeah, I think all that goes into why it's not funding. I just don't think it's ready. There might be more to show here. Then develop it and then show us.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not well put together, that's for sure. And it's, like you said, weirdly lacking in information, too. All right, next up we got Rolling Pirates. This is one of the ones that Joey backed.
Yep.
Rolling Pirates here is a roll and write that is a print and play as well. You're going to give them $3-4. What is it, Joey?
This one's more
This one's
expensive.
more, but it has more of a
$6. Get loud. That's a lot of money. How about I give you $2.50? You let me roll the dice for you.
This one was giving me like Tiny Epic feels.
I agree.
Were you getting that? Like there seemed to be
No,
more
there's another
game. Am I thinking of the wrong one?
Yeah, you're thinking
I'm
of
thinking
the-
of the
Oh,
wrong
yeah,
one.
you're
I'm
the-
gonna hold
yeah.
that comment
That's
for
the other
later.
one. Yeah,
Never
the
mind.
other
There's
one.
definitely another print and pay pirate game that I'll
It's
hold on
like
for.
a made one. I don't think it's a
Oh.
print and play, but it is Tiny
Got it.
Epic, whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
never
This
mind.
one
No,
does-
Rolling
That's a
Pirates
little
here.
foreshadowing for
This
you.
one has a fun-looking theme,
Great artwork.
and the little animation of the pirate ship
Huh?
going around, finding
Oh.
wreckages, landing at different shores and selling things, burying loot, blah, blah, blah. Like all the things you expect to see in a pirate game in this tiny little print and play.
I agree. Yeah,
I'm digging it.
Reminds me of Voyagers, like somebody mentioned. But every map seems to be different with different objectives and stuff. I like that variability. I also like when pirate games and any types of games like this, they take the wind into account. Like when you go into the wind, it's harder than going with it. I think that really adds some variety to the games, you know?
It was a little
And this
weird,
has
though,
it.
that you roll 3 dice, then you get to choose which one is the wind. You're like, I've decided the wind is going this way.
I know. Okay. You know what?
You
know?
normally don't complain about luck mitigation.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, I don't think the thematics of that. You're like,
Euro.
I want the wind to go this way because I am going this way instead.
That's
It's
how
not the wind is
pirates
going
did
this
it.
way. Which
That's
way do
how
you
my
go?
grandpappy did it. That's
I'm gonna
how
sail
I do
backwards
it.
You don't
today
sail.
because the wind is. I don't sail. Clearly, I don't know.
It's what we do when we sail.
I like it. I like this one.
Yeah, it
This
looks
is one
good.
I would definitely try out. Did you back this?
I did.
Why don't you go ahead and print this one? Let's
I will
let's
do it now. We will have it printed by the end of this show.
No, it's not
true.
possible.
No, because
It's
you
not
won't
By
have
the
the
end
file.
of today, you should print it, and we should try it.
All right, we'll do
Oh,
it.
they haven't given it to you yet.
No, not yet.
Well, you
That's
somehow
how
need
they
to get
work.
it by the end of today.
I'll make it
That's
happen.
as long as my offer's on the table.
I will say I really applaud this here where they're talking about the different accolades of this competition that they did. And I love that it's not just we won.
I agree.
You know, it's like there's something to be said about second place. And I mean, they have
Yeah, they're
second
the
to
first
fourth.
loser.
But no, there's still legitimacy to that. I mean, it's just because you didn't get gold doesn't mean the game shouldn't be brought to life.
Right.
You know, and so they took first in the play testers, I think is what it was.
First best play tester, yeah.
Okay, but then everything else was, the
Second,
second or
second,
third.
third,
I'm like, I
or
love
fourth.
that. I think that's really cool that silver and bronze are still getting some light here.
And fourth is green, apparently.
Yes. Silver.
Green for go.
This is gold. This is silver. This is bronze. This
Was it
patina.
patina?
Patina.
That's Spanish for green.
Sure. Top Frog, a 2 to 6 player card game
It's
about stacking froggies on top of other froggies.
and their own hats on.
And they also
And-
get hats.
And hats.
Aww.
Yeah, so this one is going on the adorable factor,
How's
I
this
think.
doing?
It was.
Very good.
Did you see the video? Did you watch
I
it?
did watch the
the video.
video.
Is stinking adorable.
It's
It
pretty
looks like
good.
it looks like a
So
Studio
cute.
Ghibli animation almost. It has that
Yeah.
it has that
does.
look a little bit. This game I feel like I'll never be able to recreate this much cuteness at my own gaming table.
Right, yeah.
Like
yeah.
the video is perfectly manicured, the page
Yeah.
is perfectly done. I feel like I'm gonna sit down at my own gaming table with this game, and Joy will be there, and it'll just not be the same.
That
Yeah.
seems pointed, but go ahead.
I feel like this game, as soon as you start playing it, you're just gonna start seeing the mechanisms, and the cuteness is going to dissipate pretty quickly. But that being said,
I don't know.
it
They're
is
pretty cute.
adorable. I mean, like you said in the video too, if you have 2 frogs on the same card that try to catch that frog, they can't. And in the video, they both pick up their frog and like tink them together and put them back down. It's almost like high-fiving or something. It's like, oh no, and it's like that's not what it's gonna be like. So I don't know. I thought this is absolutely adorable, but gameplay-wise, it's pretty standard.
Yeah. I also wish that the graphic design on these was a little bit better too.
Oh, the artwork's
The
you're right.
artwork is great.
Yeah.
The graphic design leaves a little something to be desired, I think.
What's the time of this? It takes what? Probably 20 minutes. I can't imagine you're
guessing.
building
Between
3
20
stacks.
I'm
and
guessing it's pretty
between
short.
20 and 80 minutes.
Then you throw a hat on it. It has to end right there. That stack. So I don't know.
Oh, does it
Seems
show the add-ons? Can you get just the stuffed animal
plushies?
add-ons? I want to know if they're
Magnetic,
available.
you see that?
I know, yeah. I just want to know how much of this funding goal here
Let's
is
see.
because of the magnetic plushies that you
They're
can stack,
pretty
and then
cute.
if you didn't see, you can put a magnetic hat on that clips into place.
So standard edition, deluxe. Wait, that's only $5. Standard's 30, deluxe is 35.
Oh wow!
All right, good.
There's no reason.
And then you got the deluxe plush with the game for another 20. It
Does
looks
it come
like.
with the
Where's
hats?
I assume it comes with the
They
hat,
better
right?
come with the hats.
What?
And 2 plushies with magnetic hats.
Boom.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
But then you can't get them on their own, I guess.
Oh, I thought there was an add-on.
I don't know. Maybe there is.
Maybe I don't know. at a convention, this game would absolutely sell,
That's
I
it.
think. If you had a little TV there with just this video they have playing, ooh, this would fly off the shelves, I feel like, at Gen Con.
I agree. All right, next up, postcard games, round 4.
Are postcards still a thing?
No, I thought the
They
same
are
thing.
in
Go ahead.
Or what? Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
I'm just curious. Like, I know if you go, you can get them from a gift shop, but you get it more for the picture on the front, not to send them, right?
And usually the back, usually
am
like
I-
two-sided
oh,
postcards are
man,
a thing
come on.
now, which kind of eliminates the reason for them to exist. But it's,
Two-sided postcards.
yeah, like some of these on those are two-sided.
Wow.
So it's like, okay.
Huh.
The video was very like low effort. The
Yeah.
postcards kind of looked low effort
Yeah.
a little bit. I don't know. This whole thing seemed a little like, get a postcard if you want. I put a little game on it.
That's
I almost feel like this would do better
Oh,
as
no,
a print
just-
and play
Yeah.
one-sheet game. You print and play.
I agree.
You know, I mean, you would have gotten Joey. That was
Well,
a
it's
missed
$3 for
opportunity.
the print and place. This cup one is pretty funny. It's like, take the change out of your pocket and set it down, and let's do a game with the change
Yeah.
or something. I'm like, wait,
Again,
what?
who's rocking change in their pockets?
No.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems funny to me that this is definitely, especially this week, being crowded out by Card Maze,
yeah.
the pirate print and play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like all those games are just shoving this one out of the bus and onto the street. You know what I
I
mean? It's
agree.
like,
I
get out.
agree.
You get out here.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it.
No.
Okay, where was I? Beep.
Oh, and interesting. John Tripp says that he couldn't find any postcards at Disney World. And I was like, if you can't get a
Really?
postcard at Disney World, then it really
Jeez.
is just like museums at this point.
Orlando was
You know.
built on postcards.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason anyone knows about Disney World.
Yeah, because of postcards. They didn't have to advertise. They sold postcards. Wow.
Next up, Dawn of Madness Complete Edition, Joey, making a cool $670,000. This has already been out before
interested
from
to hear your thoughts.
Dimension Games.
This one, I do not. I thought I have Deep Madness. That's totally different, right?
Deep Madness is from the same people,
But it's an earlier one.
but it is an earlier game, yes, and it is a completely different game. Here's what this reminds me of.
What's
You
this
wanna-
one? Except maybe I was thinking of Deep Madness.
This is Dawn of Madness. This is this.
Oh, I am thinking of that one, right?
Yeah, this came
Okay,
through
that's the one I was
work.
thinking.
Deep
Yes.
Madness
Okay.
was
This
Space.
came through work.
Yes.
No, Deep Madness was under the ocean, technically.
Okay.
Got it. Okay,
Like a
all right.
station under the ocean where demons attack or something.
As they
Think
should.
like Doom, but under the ocean.
Okay.
So this game came through work, came through here.
Mm-hmm.
I took it, I opened it, I sorted it, I attempted to learn
Hours.
it. I put it all back in the box. I brought it back. I put it on a shelf. Perhaps it's still out there somewhere. I don't know.
I feel like you
Really?
had hours invested in this game. You had like
Here's
a whole
the-
setup session for a couple hours and a couple hours like learn to play, and
It's
then it was finally
nuts.
like, I
And if you
don't
read
know.
this page, I think you'll get the thing I'm going to be complaining about here. This page reads like somebody read their own press. Okay? These guys, here's what I'm making a comparison to here. Okay? Their first game, Deep Madness,
Yeah.
this is a little bit of this company seems to be going the way of Radiohead to me, where like
Okay.
they have like that album that comes out and it's a banger, and everybody says these guys are geniuses, and so the next one, this would be their kid A, is like them reading all their own press and being like, we can do no wrong. This will be
I see.
self-important. This will be grand. This will be 6 hours. Like, no. Or you could just, your original game was a dungeon crawl. It was a dungeon crawl. It was a pretty standard game. And there's some neat ideas here. But they're like, this game really will mess with your mind. It's a psychological horror game. No, it's a really hard to read novel.
Really?
Like,
Is it like rule wise or just like
it's
they
very
couldn't
difficult
figure
to
it out?
understand what is going on rules-wise. There's a lot of graphic work that is a little tricky to parse. Everything, like, if you read this, you'll understand, like, you know, the world around you fractures into white-hot madness. You spiral upward, downward, and nowhere simultaneously. That's meaningless.
Sentence
There's
should
a
not
lot
exist.
of that. Like, who are you? What are you doing? You know, here, a precarious existence of and the embers of the mind. They're selling you this game like it will take you on a journey into your own fractured brain, and that just doesn't quite coalesce. It's just a really complicated, story-driven board game.
Right, because at the end, it goes through all that, but then doesn't clearly explain how to play the game either.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
just
more
want
like,
some
okay,
clarity.
All right, I'm getting into the story. Okay, fine. But now what do I do? You know, and I think that's also shown here there is the how to play series of videos that somebody else did for them. And the first one, the intro, is 40 minutes. The part 2 is 25 minutes. The part 3 is almost 40 minutes again. And so it's like, I'm sorry, if you have to break your how to play up into 3 at least like 30-minute sections, an hour and a half in how to play,
right.
I'm like, when you're supposed to be selling me on this big world and this experience, and maybe it's because they're going into that as well, but at some point, me who loves theme, I'm like, I get it, I want to know your world, but I also want to know how to play your game.
Your world is you like put so much into your setting that you forgot to let me into the game.
Right.
I agree.
Like this is 5 colors,
That's
and you're supposed to be rolling dice and checking some tests against these colors. They also took the time on this graphic to explain what every one of those colors means times 8.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. So
How about you just let the game do that?
Right.
Or, or let the rules do that.
And I think for me, it's really heartbreaking because I really want, like, everything they're selling me on this world. I'm like, yes, I'm here for it, but I also don't feel like I should have to be like, can somebody just teach me the game?
Yeah.
You know, I play a lot of games and learn a lot of games. I shouldn't feel like that. Like, okay, maybe I'll run into them at a convention and I can sit down for a demo. That's where I am right now.
That's
I'm not
kind
turned
of
off by
it.
this game.
Yeah.
But I have no interest unless I can sit down for a demo somewhere.
That's what it is. I'm sorry I'm coming down so hard on this, but it comes across so pretentious, and it was so difficult to figure out. If I can sit down and learn it, I might love it.
Right.
I just don't know because your game is, again, impenetrable.
Yeah.
I cannot figure
Good way
this
to say
out.
it.
Yeah.
If you need a series of videos to learn it, or even to get an overview,
Yeah.
you know, because really 20 or 30 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
If you can't give me an overview in that,
Right.
there's an issue.
There you go. That is Dawn of Madness, not to be confused with Deep
Deep
Madness.
Madness.
Which you do like.
I do like. Deep Madness is like a kind of a zombicide under the
interesting.
ocean.
Okay.
Great
the rooms,
minis.
like great minis, a really neat turn system in which the good guys and the bad guys alternate turns in cars, boom, 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 boom. And at the end of the round, you take the front bad guy, you put him to the back, and they all slide. And now it's like, okay, now you go after a different bad guy. Super clean, very clever.
That's cool.
Some
Okay.
rooms flood. So the rooms flood, you flip them over, now you cannot go in there, you can try to pump the room out. Great stuff. You know what I mean? Some of the mistakes of a first-time company, but some really neat stuff. And instead of just being like, you know what, we're going to be the Deep Madness company, we're going to clean it up, we're going to do a second edition, we're going to do a different spin on that. These guys, they went big and ambitious, which again, cool, but man, this is hard to figure out.
It's interesting that they're doing this again, instead of trying something a third time, because this is now the third. I know it's not the third game, but they've had Deep Madness, then they had Dawn of Madness. Now it's Dawn of Madness Complete Collection.
Yeah.
So it's weird that this is the one they revisited. Not.
They might have done Deep Madness a couple of times, but
Okay.
I don't know. I just like that game more, I think. I'm not sure. All right, here we go. We got a 2026 Quest Calendar, a daily RPG adventure in a desktop calendar. You're going to play a few minutes a day, all day long. No direct messaging needed.
I backed this.
You did? Oh, I'm so excited.
Because, I mean, this is something our daughter loves.
But what if you have to do some
RPGs.
direct messaging?
Oh, it's not needed. I will say it's so neat. You just read it, a
Yes.
little bite size, like, okay, you roll. I think it sounds really fun.
Are you going to do it?
That's what I ask myself, because all of these end up like you forget for 2 weeks, and you're like, I guess I'm learning 20 words in here, you know?
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
Come February, when you gave up on it, just bring it in. I'll take it. I'll put on my, because I almost got one for my desk. I've
really?
been thinking about this project
Really?
since we
Neat.
saw last year, because last year we covered it, and I was like, there's a couple times in the year I was like, oh man, not that I've kicked myself for not getting it, but it's come back to my mind. I was like, oh, that would be cute right on the desk, my little morning ritual that I do or whatever, here at work. I think it's super cute. I'm excited that you
I have
backed
questions
it.
I couldn't find the answers to. First off, you're the villain, I think, in this one.
Yes.
But then what if your character dies? I guess that's somehow, you come back, your hit
done.
points go below zero. You don't just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Your year's over.
That's it.
Yeah, IRL. Bye, Joey. At your pink slip.
what a way to find out.
Mike DeLisi says, this is Duolingo all over again. I'll play the calendar. Get off my back. All right, now this looks cute. All right, next up we got legendary metal coins. These have been done quite a few times. This is season 8. Doing okay, but you can get all the backlog of these things. So they have a few new ones here. These medieval ones. They've got some barbarian ones. I like these. They're very kind of generic. They look cool. These kind of like elven ones or whatever. They look really neat. And then we've got, besides these, then they show you all the previous ones as well. And you can get like season 1, season 2, all that stuff. There's a ton of these things. I've seen many of them in person, and they are really, really good coins. They're just awesome.
But you need
I don't like them all. There's some really weird ones, but they're well made.
Like you said, I really like the generic ones that are the 1s and the 3s and the 5s. I like
agree.
that they're different sizes also.
Yep.
Those I
Yeah.
think there are pretty right on point for what I want for a generic set of coins. It's if that's some of my favorite games of all time, then I do get a specific set for that one that match the theme that go in the box. But yeah, I thought these looked really good.
Yeah, those generic ones are awesome. All right. Phantom Division, fully cooperative tactical combat game that supports solo play and features several mini games. Here we go. There it is.
This one, initially, I thought, oh, it's a flicking game. I'm excited. Then I saw the video. I was like, oh, it's not a flicking game. Then later, I'm like, wait, it's an optionally flicking game. With mini games that have flicking. It
mostly reminded me of Rush MD because it's
Yeah.
got that little bit of real time element to it, right? But then also the little side mission mini games that are going to be happening as well. It reminded me most of that. Obviously, a completely different theme and setting.
Right.
But I will say I like in this kind of game with a lot going on where they have the little discs. It kind of reminds me of a lot of games, but we see it a lot in like Chip Theory where the characters are the little
Which I
tokens.
like that.
Right,
these
right,
aren't
Like that a
totally they're
lot.
wooden discs here, but in a game like this with a lot of little moving parts and things going on, I appreciate that. And that's coming from someone who loves minis.
Yeah, I agree.
But it works for this game. You need this kind of thing because you'll do this kind of stuff. You're
Right.
flicking and whatever. And
Yeah.
all the components then feel congruous that way.
Do you? First off, the walls on this, I'm like, I need those walls for other dungeon crawls. I just
Oh,
love.
right, yeah.
We need that. I want to learn to make those modular.
Yes.
But also, what do you guys think of mini games? Do you like the idea of mini games or not?
The few games I've tried that are made up of then like mini games, I don't like.
That's what I was
I've
thinking.
never liked one particular. I've never. Like the best one for me would be that one that Mike DeLisio likes, where everybody's a merchant, and you kind of have your own selling game or making
Oh, you're talking
stuff.
about Merchant's Cove?
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
don't
like about the best
interesting.
one because everybody kind of does their own thing, but you still need to teach everybody their own stinking thing. This isn't like that. What this reminds me of is actually the one from Jeff Angelstein.
The pinball one?
No, in space. The one in space. And you're like the crew of a ship. Space Cadets.
Oh, okay. I never played
Space Cadets had a sequel called Dice Duel, I think. But the original, I think, was called Space Cadets, yeah. It was a cooperative game. It's kind of like, knockoff Star Trek. And there were a bunch of mini games. This person over here is flicking. I'm over here sorting matches or something. I don't know. And so you have to teach everybody everything.
That's rough.
And then in the game, it's like the teacher's ridiculously long for how stupid the game was. And then you'd be dealing with cards, and like the third card you pull could be like switch stations. I'm like, great. Here, do you need me to teach you this? Because I only taught you your own. So here's what I've been doing. And let me get yours. And what is this? What am I doing? I just hated that. And so anytime I see a mini game filled board game like this, I'm always like, hey, I don't want to learn all your little goofy mini games.
I just wonder if that kind of goes away with a game group that learns the game, like more of the
Together,
deep
you mean?
like more of the deep dive game style play. Because what you're describing sounds really interesting to me. I like that idea. It reminds me there was a roll and write of something similar that we did. I forget what it was. But where everyone had their own. It was pretty much like a roll and write version of Captain Sonar or something like that, where everyone had their own little thing that they're dealing with. And I really liked that. And then again, I'm a huge fan of Merchant's Cove as well. And I like I said, Rush MD, which has little mini games going on. So generally speaking, I think I do like mini games. I just think it's hard to do well.
No, yeah, I agree. Rush MD I only played once, but do you like flicking games?
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
I do, yeah.
All right,
this one.
Stefan Feld City Collection, numbers 11 and 12, finally. We now have a dozen. We now have a dozen of these.
And
I've
now
been
they're
waiting
done.
for the full dozen.
They're done now.
You know what I mean? Oh, they're not done. They're not even close to done.
There's no more than 12
They're
cities
shooting
in the
for
world.
like 40 of these things.
Wow. They're on track. On track.
This one is Manila. That is a reprint of
Thriller.
Amerigo, I believe. And then Beijijng, which is a reprint of In the Year of the Dragon. I've never played Amerigo. It's got a cube tower. It looks like that, I guess. This one looks like it's got a whole lot going on. From what I understand, Amerigo was well-liked enough. I really don't like those meeples. I think they are awful looking.
It's too much detail for
yeah,
too
they
small.
look too realistic.
You know?
It's like, hey, they look kind of creepy. So yeah, this one, you know what you're getting, folks. You know, you've seen these before.
You know what you've
If you were
done.
waiting for it, here it is.
And then the other one is one I like. In the Year of the Dragon, which we're going to get to down here in a moment here, is a game I enjoy. It's a game I know fairly well. And so I was curious about that one. These charts, my gosh. But I'm not sure this one did anything necessarily.
Do you want to go to the Beijijng?
Oh, well, I'm there now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it did anything necessarily differently or more interestingly that I would say, oh, yeah, absolutely. Maybe it's a little better balanced. Maybe, Stefan Feld changed some things. Nice metal coins will be cool, all that stuff. These tokens, I'm sure that'll be neat. I don't know. It's all kind of the same in a probably much bigger form factor.
With a box sleeve.
Yeah, box sleeve. It's got I don't know. I like the original game. It's a very punishing game. It's sort of described that way almost exclusively. People are like, oh yeah, and The Year of the Dragon is a very punishing game. It's a game which, over 12 months, you just sort of get beat down and hope to come out ahead of the other people who got beat down too.
Oh.
I like the game. It's different. I like that it is different. I'm not sure that this one's enough of a revitalization of that original one that I'm like, oh man, this is the one I'm all in on. Maybe when I see it in person. But the game's worth bringing back. I do like it.
Yeah.
All right. Assyria, talking about bringing games back.
Of,
Assyria, 2nd edition here, is coming back. This is not something I ever expected to see. So Assyria is a game that came out many years ago from Istari Games. And it came and went. Honestly, Assyria did not do very good business. It is a game from... this is from not Casasola Merkel. Who was the original designer of this? It'll show up in a moment here. But apparently, Shem Phillips is working with the designer to bring it back. Oh, Emmanuel Ornella, that's who it is. And so it's a redesign edition of that. 2009 is when that came out.
Wow.
So, yeah, not something I expected to see, and I think it looks really good. I never played the original one. Like I said, it kind of came and went. Nobody noticed a whole lot. This one looks a lot better.
Visually,
and
you mean?
Visually looks a lot better visually. It's got that cool artwork from their historical collection.
Yeah.
And the whole board, the whole game looks really cool, I think. What do you guys think? What's anything talking to you here?
I'd like to. I've only played like 2 from this, so it's just I don't know.
This line.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. This game is not. It's
didn't know
part
it
of
was
that
reprint.
line because it's this artwork and Shem Phillips, and he's calling it part of this line. It's not. All the other ones have been made for this line.
How much
Right.
of
This is a reprint.
This one they're bringing
How
into
much
it.
did he change? Did Shem Phillips change it? Did it say in there?
And we're
Well,
not
no, he
gonna
said
know. I didn't see it.
32%, I think he said.
Did he
I
really?
don't know,
Yeah.
man. I'm
It's-
kidding. I have no idea.
I don't know, but I'm wondering, is it a straight? I didn't know that he actually changed anything in this. That's what I was wondering.
Well, his name was not on the original one, so he changed something. It was
Uh-huh.
not. He was not a designer on this game.
I just figured, yeah, so I don't know if he was just publishing this one
Is
or
he
what.
quoting himself as the designer on this
Yes.
one? Okay.
Oh, okay,
all
I didn't
right.
see that. I just thought he was.
Yeah.
I thought he was printing this again. So
He is
Okay.
printing it, but he is also co-designing.
I think.
yeah.
Oh, you asked what we thought. I think it's one that when it comes through, I'm happy to try it, but there was nothing that was kind of grabbing me
You
in
will go
this one.
grab it.
Right. It's more like, ooh, bid for these. It just seemed very in line with what I would expect from this line, and this line has not grabbed me. You know, I feel like I am in the minority of that. But I mean, yeah, I thought the bidding was interesting where, you know, you can start on whatever line. I mean, the first phase is this bidding where you can start on any line you want, but then if someone outbids you, then you have to move your worker to somebody else. So, you know, so an interesting mechanism there, but that's like one of a couple different phases.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought it was one, yeah, if it comes through, sure, I'm happy to try it. But
Yeah, it seems
not
with this
grabbing.
with this new look, it brings it even closer to Amun-Re, which has that mechanism. It's a Knizia game, and it's a very well-known Knizia game. So it is interesting that they chose to kind of pursue a look and a reprint here that is going to get compared to that was not very long ago also reprinted. Also, by the way, I wanted to mention here that Sam McDonald is also listed here as a designer. So Shem Phillips, Sam McDonald, and the original designer, Ornella there.
And then Sam Phillips.
So yeah, I don't know. It looks cool. I never was particularly intrigued by the first one, but I guess I'll try this one if it comes through.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's it. We're gonna take a look at something from. Should have done this earlier, but we're gonna take a look at something from Mr. Mark Streed.
This Dice Tower Spotlight is brought to you by Regulus, High Fantasy Arena Sports. Pick a team of fantasy characters and show your dominance in the arena. Welcome to Regulus, a world where the gods have retired, the dragons have dozed off, and the Dark Lords are now teaching yoga. With no more quests to conquer, adventurers have turned their eyes to the arena, a dazzling stage of strategy, power, and glory. Here, teams of 3 battle for fame and fortune, using brutal attacks, cunning spells, and explosive combos that would make any bard write an epic lyrical verse. Whether you're swinging dwarven hammers, channeling ancient vampire magic, or pulling off trick shots behind a barricade, every move matters. Positioning, timing, and a bit of chaos from your initiative deck determines the outcome. Push enemies into traps, pull them from glory, score points by standing your ground in the Regulus zone, or simply knocking your rivals flat. This isn't just a fight, it's a spectacle, and in Regulus, style points may just be as important as the win itself. So gather your team, build your loadout, and step into the arena. Regulus, because when the worlds stop ending, it's game time. For more information, please check out the campaign over on Gamefound.
All right, folks, let's take a look at
right.
some silly
Yes.
stuff. We're starting with Coldspark, air-conditioned work vest designed for outdoor.
There's 100% chance my hair's getting caught in that fan.
You're gonna die, probably.
I will
You know
be
what I mean?
scalped by this tactical vest.
Here
Yes.
we go. Let's check this out.
Oh, I didn't even watch the video.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch the
Oh,
videos.
it's so good.
Does anyone have long
it's
hair?
this guy walking around, schlepping it, being a straight bum.
He looks hot.
Also, the audio is hilarious because it's clearly like dubbed, and the sound effects don't quite line up.
Yes.
And he's like, "Wow, there's a random person in the woods handing him that.
I'll just
He's
carry
about to
my
become
backpack.
way cooler."
Cooler like wear sunglasses cooler or cooler like
wear sunglasses cooler. Look at that. The screen froze. Fool.
So
Look
good.
at that.
You can also carry that stuff.
Oh,
where
good.
are the shades
Where
at?
else
He
would I
was
put my
wearing
pen?
shades.
He
in the
dropped his
one I saw.
backpack. He doesn't need that anymore.
Boom.
Oh. Whoa.
He looks like he's about to
Oh, it's
parachute.
inflated too. Look at that.
I love that, Joey. You're like, yeah, and also you don't have to carry a backpack anymore.
He had a backpack. He's like, here's a vest. I'll just leave
Yeah,
this backpack
right.
here with
Do you
all my
want your,
essentials.
Right. Do you want your dinner or do you want your cooling
To wear
vest?
fans on your vest.
But it also has a hot button down there. You see that? It's, oh, man.
He's awkwardly running with it.
Yeah.
I love
homeboy
it.
doesn't go running in the woods.
No.
It's basically a jacket with holes. And they mounted fans to the holes.
Right. Yep.
I'm not going to lie, I would wear it. But what are the odds of me being allowed through the airport with this bad boy? Because that's where I'm going to need it.
Is this worse than the neck thing? The neck fans that you see people?
Oh, that's hilarious. Because I was getting ready to say, Z, I guarantee that you
Rock
would.
one.
I guarantee that you would
Yeah,
sit at your
man, I
desk.
rocked one of those on a plane.
Yeah, he does. It's really
My
embarrassing.
mom got me one.
He
Really?
does.
From
We-
garbage websites.
Yeah.
Five
So
Yeah, it's
Five
really
Below,
embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's also really loud.
So you're like, it's like you wear the thing and it blows on you like this.
More like this.
But is it great? Does it feel good?
It feels good.
Do you also have like a mask you put down so you don't have to care what anyone else is thinking
I
about it?
wish,
That's the
but
perfect.
maybe I can put this jacket over my face. My point being, they'll let me into the airport with that. I don't know if they'll let me into the airport
There's
with
no
this.
chance.
It looks very dangerous.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if I walk into an
Yeah.
airport and I'm wearing 4 devices on my back
Right,
that
yeah.
emit noise, they'll be like, "You're not getting on this plane."
No.
So,
yeah, there's no.
What do we got next?
Oh, this is a good one.
We're calculating pi on the moon.
I am not-
I'm clearly missing something here.
Yes.
This guy has a channel, I guess, where he's
He's a comedy magician.
a comedy
what?
and mathematician.
Mathematician.
why
Yeah,
would you
sorry,
go
not
that
magician.
route?
Sorry. Mathematician. Sorry.
So yeah, he's
The
like a
same thing.
comedy mathematician. He does comedy. There's this group who's sending a rover to the moon, and he's gonna give it the task of calculating pi on the moon.
Right.
Which I'm not smart enough to know that's different.
Right.
I thought
Not
I'm like,
different.
Am I just gonna go do addition? This is where I am showing my ignorance. I have not thought about pi since 7th grade.
I haven't either.
Since pre-cal in middle school. You know what I mean? Like, I have not thought about it, and so it's like, no,
What about Pi Day? You don't think about Pi on Pi Day?
no.
Oh, you guys are embarrassing yourselves.
I've been
he
here for
needs-
4 years. We never celebrated Pi Day. Calm down.
I mean, he really goes through. He needs soil samples. He needs all this data that
like
this
that.
rover can give him. I mean,
He's not going to need any of that.
Yeah, definitely show my
But
ignorance.
they're doing that. He's like, they called him, which again, I guess he's a really big deal. I'm sorry, I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
They were like, listen, we're going to have some downtime with a rover. Anything you want to do? And he's like, can it calculate pi on the moon? And they're like, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing as on Earth. He's like, you asked.
But
So that's what this is. Now, the people who are backing this for a whopping
I
$500,000,
know!
by the way, I guess get their name sent up to the moon, or like one of the many digits of pi is attributed to them, which is akin to like those people who buy a star.
by a star, right?
Like, what are you doing?
yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, I definitely think you're
Yeah.
right. There's something we're missing here. There's some he's known for something that we're just not part of this. You
Yeah.
know, in the
He's
same way.
very enthusiastic. I'll give him that. He's like ball of
Right.
energy. I loved watching
Yeah.
the video and watching the guy.
but
It's just a weird thing.
In the
most-
same way that I think, like, if somebody sees a board game designer, you know,
Yeah.
if they made a video like this, be like, oh, that's hilarious, get it? And they're like, no, you're like, oh, because he's a designer, you know, like, I
Right.
feel like this is like one of those inside jokes that we're just not privy to.
say most
Or inside.
mathematicians are this electric though on camera.
Between this guy and Bill Nye,
I
I mean, no one else. Good.
yeah, this one.
Okay,
oh
this
my
unfortunately
goodness.
got canceled, but it was funding, so I don't know why they canceled.
The police.
Come on.
Let's just block my entire rear view mirror.
How do you guys pronounce the name of this product?
CarCine. They should have went further. Shouldn't they have?
Yeah.
Car-
Oh, wow.
Instead of Cinecar,
Cinecar.
Cinecar.
Oh,
which is
that's a
like
good
right
one.
there.
Right there, yes.
That's why they canceled
Cinema,
it.
Cinecar. I can say that. Nobody will ever wonder how to say that.
CarCine.
CarCine. CarCine.
Yeah.
CarCine.
I don't. Even the videos of this show you trying to watch a projector outside.
Yeah.
And it's like it's painful.
Right. I mean, I will say, I think it's a neat idea, but it should come
in a limo
with the car, or in a limo or something with like really. Does it also, like you said, come with screen shades to like darken the car?
So apparently this is a thing in some vehicles because he down here compares his to these high-end vehicles like the Lexus LM comes with one, and the BMW 7 Series here comes with one. Okay, cool.
But are they projectors?
I don't know. They must just be large built-in screens, I'm guessing. I don't think they're projectors, but maybe they are. And so with those sizes, they have to be. Those are large screens.
Yeah.
This one's not. Whatever. So basically, you suction cup this bad boy to your roof. It has to be like a glass, dome, whatever. And then the screen will. You suction the thing to the back. When you turn that on, the screen will go, and you can check it out. I mean, it's a cool idea. You gotta like charge the thing, so I have to run a wire every now and then from the back glass to somewhere that I can charge. Yeah, I don't know.
It's another. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you see the guy parked by himself.
Yeah.
Goes to the back seat. That made me sad.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, that's every electric car, though. It's like, why are cars charging for X amount of time?
Oh, that is a good point, I guess.
Right, that's what he's doing there. Yeah. It's like, okay.
There's the guy on a date, also. It's like a guy like going over his meeting, kids playing, sure. Guy going over his meeting, but then there's one, which is a couple on a date.
Yes.
And I'm like, she definitely got kidnapped. There's no way she is not currently kidnapped.
Imagine as a parent, the guy picks up your daughter. He's like, we're going to watch a movie in the backseat of the car. Nope.
Right.
Nope.
Well, I want to know,
being locked.
Do they actually go watch the movie, or do they just like park in the driveway? It's like, no, we're already here. Like I'm not taking you anywhere.
Yeah.
Or do they drive around the corner to Walmart, and park in Walmart?
Go get our snacks. Wow.
Anyway, you can't get it though. I'm sorry, folks. I think the project manager said that they had some new ideas. They'll be back soon.
They're going to change it to Cinecar.
That might be it, actually. That might be it.
I'm going to rebrand.
All right, here we go. Picture this TV.
This is
transforming television into an art form. What is it, Joe? You know what it is?
It's a picture frame around a TV.
It's a picture frame around TV. Yes, it is, sir. It is a wooden picture frame around the TV.
It doesn't even focus on the lights as much because the lights are like...
the lights were not even like... I thought like,
right.
This guy's going to like do
incorporate
things with the... No. He's pretty traditional. He wants a nice wooden frame. He had a great shop. He 3D printed the stuff first, and then you see him making the planks of wood on his equipment. It's a lovely shop. But yeah, he takes this and he did that first, and then he eventually makes a wooden one, a gorgeous wooden frame with a TV in it, where you can no longer access the remote. Because pretty sure he's covering the IR.
I was wondering about
what
that.
is happening here? Are we really like aching for the days when TVs were furniture?
We are not.
He is. I get that, but
he does show that big one. It's like, do you miss this? No.
No. I like being able to move a TV these days.
Yeah.
This is a heck of an idea. I could see this as an application for like a doctor's office or something, like old folks home. Trick them into thinking that's a picture. Or like when you do Halloween at your place, get a cheap TV, set that up, make it look like a picture, and then startle grandma. But just for your everyday TV, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Grow me Tamagotchi plants.
What? No backers? None?
No backers.
None.
This video was hilariously AI.
Oh my goodness! And the text. At one point,
at one point the text freaks out. I really like that. Let me find it.
When he reads fruiting, do you see that one?
Yeah. No, it's very, very funny. Like all the video, like the pictures, the videos. Where's the one where it's like, water me or something? It's right after this, I think.
I don't think I made it this far in the video. I was like,
that's
here it is.
Yeah, I
Here,
made
wait,
it to
wait.
right there.
Yeah, look,
You have
congratulations. You have wreath fruiting.
Fruiting.
You have wreath. And then this guy is clearly AI.
Yeah,
It's like just wildly AI.
You have
Yeah.
wreathed fruit. I want a shirt that says you have wreathed fruiting.
How do people like?
So many questions.
Again, what is the impetus behind throwing this up there with very little
No.
care?
What is him making a video, seeing that was generated, and not generating it again and going, looks good.
Oh, yeah,
It's
right.
done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I have wreathed fruiting.
Yeah, this ain't gonna work, man. You gotta try a little harder if you want to fool people.
And then it's not. Honestly, I was excited. Like, it's a Tamagotchi.
I was too.
Which he
I
is
was like,
straight up
it's-
ripping off.
yes.
I mean, there is
Oh,
no way this
100%.
person has the license.
Because the
to-
plant Tamagotchi, I'm like, all right, I
Right.
could go back to that.
And I thought it was
Yeah.
at least going to be, or maybe it's some sort of remote, and then you have a
Yes.
system at home, so you think you're playing on your Tamagotchi, but it's actually like watering your thing at home. So I thought there was going to be some connection. No, it's like, don't worry, there's a real plant out there that you're really doing this for. Okay,
I know, I love that.
no.
You're really helping this plant
Yeah.
grow somewhere. We
Right.
promise. Every month we'll send you a picture of a plant.
For the price of a cup of coffee.
All right, next up, we've got. This is something we saw already.
Oh,
I
this
just realized
is
we didn't cover the other game, the other
What's the other
other
one?
pirate game,
We
the
did
one I
it?
didn't, did we?
foreshadowed.
What was it?
Everyone's a wondering.
You're right, Micro Pirates. I never did cover that.
Oh.
Remix.
There we go.
Okay, we're going back. You're gonna have to put a pin in toilet water.
Sorry.
Sorry,
That's more
Micro Pirates.
foreshadowing.
You're right. I'm sorry. Micro Pirates is not one we saw. So this is from this Thistroy games.
Oh.
So they've got a bunch of these like micro games, micro this, micro that,
Yeah.
and they are straight up tiny epic games, basically.
really
Feel it,
are.
yes.
You know, because I saw this.
Immediately.
I saw all of this stuff and I was like, cool. I like the look. I like what's
Mm-hmm.
going on thematically. I like the artwork. Sweet. And then I realized they have a banana for comparison down here. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
So I expected a tiny game, but not that
Ah,
tiny. You
look
know?
at that. Each of those things has to be the size of like a nail.
A pinky
agree.
one, not a thumb.
A pinky nail, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have the massive box lift that Tiny Epic has, though, aren't they?
At some point.
I mean, I like the look of all of it, but
I do
can you
too.
put it in a slightly bigger
Right.
box?
I really liked the look of this game. That was my feedback. It's like, oh, I'm excited about this one. I like it, and going and rolling the dice for the exchange rate, and collecting stuff and looking for treasure. I mean, just everything I want from a fun little pirate game. I think the artwork is adorable in
Absolutely
this too.
love the look. I love the
But-
mint. And like even
Right.
these pieces, the way that they made these meeples here, the screen
Yeah.
printing like this. That's
that
my
looks
kind
good.
of screen printing.
Yes.
Give me a little suggestive detail.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. But like if you look at this list of content, it just keeps going. It's ridiculous.
Right.
You're like, okay, cool, yeah.
Now, you said fun.
Oh, it keeps going. Oh, a kraken.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What?
But I really want it in like one of these all play size boxes.
Right.
I don't
I
want a
agree.
big box. Don't give me Ticket to Ride, but give me like again that like half size Ticket to
Yeah.
Ride size
Unless
box.
that
I'm
banana's
like, that's what I
enormous.
want.
But you say fun little
A
because here's the
plantain.
thing. It looks like Tiny Epic Pirates, which I did like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go back to it because the rules are so complex. If I'm going to learn a game like that, I'm going to grab a larger box.
Yeah.
So I hope this is more on the simpler side
Right.
because of the size. You
I
know?
want Tiny Epic Pirates in a Ticket to Ride size box, and I want
Yes.
this one in a Twinkle Twinkle or Pollen size box.
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. I really like the look of this one.
Artwork's
Yeah.
great too.
Super
Yeah.
cute. Super
Really
cute.
neat. It does not look too complicated, Joey. So I think
Yeah.
hopefully it's right on the money with that
Yeah.
complexity. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, really
Anyway.
like it.
All right, back to toilet
What
water.
would you drink
Sorry.
while you play this?
Hey,
thing?
You would drink
if you got
toilet water.
thirsty.
Boom!
Toilet water,
Oh.
meme water brand, and then in parentheses, just in case, actual drinking water.
Just in case. Yeah.
This one made me a little bit sad reading the story because it's from this person, Brandon Maxwell, who said, I told this joke to my kids when they asked me to take a sip of my drink. I said, no, but you can go drink some toilet water. And they rolled their eyes. And the more I told the joke, the more they were crumbled under my punishing dad jokes. And eventually they laughed. So when they did finally laugh, I thought, there's an idea in here after all. And me and my wife have been obsessed ever since. So we printed some. and we showed them to neighbors, and they said, "Yeah, that's fun, Brandon. If you ever make some for real, I'll take some." Ugh. And then I did. And so I just couldn't stop thinking about it, and eventually I put it on Kickstarter. Am I not hilarious?
Okay, here's the thing. I'd probably buy that at a gas
Hasn't
station.
everybody told that joke?
You would absolutely buy that at a
I would
gas
buy
station.
it again. Okay, you walk up to two people, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be friends with one of them. One of them is drinking liquid death, which is just water as well.
Yeah.
Also
Other
just
one's
water.
drinking toilet water.
Yeah.
Who do you talk to first?
Oh, that's
Who do you think you
interesting.
would become friends with?
I know my answer.
You would talk to either one. I know. I've been talking
Yeah,
outside.
right.
Yeah, he didn't leave the house. He's still at home.
Gotta step out of who you
He turned
are.
around and went back. He's like, I don't need gas in my
Who
car.
would I
I'm good.
talk to first? I guess toilet water, because I've never
Yeah.
heard of it.
There it is. See?
Is that good?
I think it's good.
So this is like the kind of water that like it's meant for you to be approached and spoken to? Is that the idea? Because then I will not drink it.
Part of me thinks he's trying to make fun of liquid death people. I don't know. First of all, canned water is so weird. I've never drank it, but I can't imagine it's
I know, it's
Canned
like literally
water's
what
a
I'm
little
drinking.
funky, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Well, it's sparkling.
It's
but
just
yeah.
different, yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of weird. I became obsessed with this idea.
I
of
agree. I did
toilet
not
water.
read
I'm
that
like,
story when you-
everybody has told that joke.
Right.
Like that whole why don't you go drink out of the toilet instead? Dunk
Right.
your head in the toilet. A variation of that.
Right.
Like anybody over the age of 50 has told that. Many people under it. So I just find that kind of weird that he was like, ha 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 ha, toilet water. What? To the point that it's like having a joke, a funny bit that happens, and then it keeps me up, and I actually go home and make the thing we joked about, and show it to you in a week, and you go, "What is this? That was a passing joke."
But don't you remember when I told that joke and
Yeah.
you laughed? You're like, I smiled.
His friends have now,
right.
his neighbors have now moved and everything.
I do.
Flush your thirst.
This also looks like something that if you went to a Ross or a Marshall's or something like that, you would
Yes.
find there in their water, but they're like reusable water bottle section.
Right.
I feel like this is probably found there, and if not, this is more the place for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
again, like Joey said, he'd buy it at a gas station.
I would admit,
We talked about, what was it, a Hot Topic or Spencer's
Yeah,
or something?
This would
Little
100%
bitty.
be there.
100%.
I do
Yeah.
love this. Canned at the source, and then in very tiny letters, Greenboro, North Carolina, somewhere.
not the toilet.
Canned for something. Okay, sure. Is it a spring? Is it somebody's backyard? Where
Yeah,
is this
right.
canned? What water? Yes, it's drinking. It's potable. What is it? Wow. Anyway, that's toilet water, baby.
I gotta scan that QR
And then
code.
lastly, Schrodinger's cat, dead, alive? Yes? The blind box.
I was concerned. They didn't tell you till the very end. They're talking about a 3D printed thing. They're
Oh,
like,
really?
We're going to send you something. Will it be a live cat or a dead one? I'm like, I need to know
Right.
what your plan is here.
I thought it was just a mystery box. You didn't even know what was in it until I got to the very end. You know, I was like,
Yes.
oh, maybe you should start with these pictures.
Yes,
You know?
I agree.
But also, or just send me the STLs if I wanted
Yeah,
this.
no,
You
it's
know what I
very,
mean?
these
Like,
look rough.
ooh.
Again, this is
Yeah.
very much like I had this funny idea and I took it too far.
Yeah.
It really does feel that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It does. I agree.
Like, I get it. You thought it'd be funny to sell those collectible little boxes they have at Walmarts and Targets and everywhere, where you get a collectible. They sell that kind of thing because you don't know what you're gonna get. That's the joke. And if you think about Schrodinger's cat experiment, that's the bit. So perfect, marriage in heaven. It's like toilet water meets a can. And so this guy's idea is then to have these boxes and sell this stuff, and you don't know which one you're going to get. You might get a live one, you might get a dead one, you might even get something weird.
I know.
And I read the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, what's it going to look like, though? Well, you get this, and you get that,
And you keep going.
and then eventually you
And
get like a
then-
box drawn on it. When I say a box, I mean that.
This also feels like the joke they had to explain for about
Yeah.
3 years of scrolling.
I'm like, okay, and then you get to the actual 3D printed cats after this. And oh my
Oh.
goodness.
Maybe that's why they didn't start with it.
These are nightmare juice.
Yeah.
Well, I had extra colorful filament.
Yeah, that's turbo dork
exactly what that
filament
is.
there.
Oh no. This is so creepy. They're not like cute creepy. They're just like creepy.
Those eyes are something. Those are pug eyes stuck on a cat.
Right?
Oh,
It's
gosh.
just- that cat's seen some things.
Freaking me out. Anyway,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have toilet water than that.
100%.
All right, everybody, let's go ahead and check out some picks of the week, okay? Before we do our own,
Ooh, who's going to do it?
we're going to check out Mike Delicio's pick.
Hey there, everybody. It's Mike Delicio, and I don't want to say that some weeks are rougher than others. I don't want to say this was a bad week. I'll leave that to somebody else.
This was not a very good week.
But there was at least one thing that I was pretty excited about, and that is the Assyria 2nd Edition. That's going to be my pick of the week. And so I've never played the original version of Assyria, but it's one I've heard of. It's kind of this classic Euro game that is being revamped with the original designer and the additional designers of Sam McDonald and Shem Phillips from Garfield Games, putting a new coat of paint on it, kind of maybe bringing it up to the more modern Euro type of games that you look at today. So that sounds good to me. That's my pick of the week. Let's find out what other people are picking.
All right, guys,
All
what do we
right.
got?
I'm going to go with the Flashpoint. I know we talked about
Nice.
a lot of the confusion behind what
Let me
is this
find
new system.
it.
It's not a new system, but the legacy. But
There you go.
that being said, I do love the game. I am excited about this system. I'm just a little confused about the timing between the two, but I love Flashpoint. I want more Flashpoint, and here it is. An events that's specifically tied to specific boards. It has that backwards compatibility with the old characters. I'm really excited about this.
All
Okay.
right, sweet.
Mine is going to be.
Calculating pie?
It is not. Mine's actually the print
closing
and
some so I
play
can-
for the first time. I'm doing that Rolling Pirates, the dice print and
Okay.
play. I think because I like the Voyages one, that print and play, but this right here seems interesting. Just like it, I like how every map is different. Your goals on each map. I think it looks really good. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Nice.
Rolling Pirates.
I think I'm going to go with, it's not a lot of great picks this week for me, but I think I'm going to go with the Assyria game as well,
Okay.
just like Mike did. I like the look of this one, and I like that they are for the first time, then taking a game that's been out there and sort of juicing it up. You know,
Yeah.
jumping
the-
in a couple of new designers, juicing that up, seeing what they can come out with, and putting it into the universe that their other games are in. You know, it seems very different to me. And the look is the same, certainly, because it's the same artist, and you know that's what they're going for. But from what I've seen of the other ones, this one looks like a bigger footprint, just different looking one. The other ones are very busy. They have a lot of like little things going
Right.
on. This one's a little less persnickety that way. I think it looks a little more sprawling. The you know, everything looks a little more spread out. It gives me room to breathe looking at this board.
And the artwork looks great.
Yeah, the artwork's great. So I'm curious about it. I'm interested to check it out. And that, folks, is going to do it for us this week. Thank you very much for checking this out with us. I will remind you once again to go check out Gamefound, the sponsors for this series. And we've got, let's see, what do we got going on? Tomorrow
News.
is Dice Tower News in the morning, and then we have in the afternoon a top 10 list. Top 10 games like a G.
Yeah.
No, sorry, that start with the letter G. That's what I
Oh,
meant.
I got to rewrite my list.
Like a boss. So check that out, everybody, and that's it, I think. Yeah.
That's it.
It's going to be it.
all
All
over.
right. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Joy Evans.
See you next time.
Bye.
Take care.
Cool.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening, where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.